Electrocast.
Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
What up? It's Interview Style. We're back. Iris, we talked about sequels and like fantasy sequels or sequels we would like to see that might not even ever get made. I came to realize that sequels, maybe as we know them, shouldn't really be considered sequels. What do you think makes a sequel? Like there's 20? There's a lot of James Bonds, maybe 24. Are they sequels? If James Bond is obviously played by a different person, apparently James Bond is a code name, and so the person can be different. That's at least what people have speculated. Are those sequels?
There have been 6 official James Bonds for a total of 27 films.
Man, I was off.
25 official Eon productions that are considered canon. What was your question?
What's a sequel? Are James Bond movies sequels?
No, that's just a franchise. At its basic, I'd say a sequel is a continuation of a previously established story in some form or another.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to have the same characters. Are Jurassic Parks sequels and Worlds?
No, I think it has to have a direct story continuation.
So not just we're banking off of, and they revisit the ruins of the original Jurassic Park Isla Nublar location in the Jurassic worlds. It has to be closer than that, not just in the same world at the same place.
I think so.
So the Terminators, at least the first 3, all feature Arnold Schwarzenegger with some of the same. Well, really, it's him for part 3. He's the only one. Edward Furlong is gone, Linda Hamilton is not present, and John Connor is played by a different person, Nick Stahl, in part 3, which I don't think you saw because you don't watch movies. Does that qualify if it's the same character and meant to be a continuation but played by different people?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be good to be a sequel.
Man. So probably the longest running actual sequels, with the possible exception, how about if they're interrupted? If you go off script for one of them, but then you come back, does it still count as a continuation? For example, The Fast and the Furious have all been sequels with the same story and largely the same cast, with the exception of part 3, which was Tokyo Drift, which was in the same world, but then featured, spoiler, a returning character. And the subsequent films, of which there are 11, if you count the spinoffs, were more direct sequels.
You knew more about Fast and the Furious than I thought you did.
I've seen most of them. I think I checked out around 8. I did not see Hobbs and Shaw or some of the other ones. No, I didn't bother.
What's your question?
So it doesn't count. Are we allowed to continue?
Yeah.
After we've gone astray?
Sure.
For one sequel?
Yeah.
I'm finding that I'm easing my restriction a little bit on having to see sequels. I don't care what it is. If it's a Terminator movie or a Jurassic Park movie or whatever, I got to see it. I'm loosening that a little bit just because how different franchises are from sequels and direct continuations. Just because Ellen Burstyn is in The Exorcist Believer doesn't make it an official part of the Exorcist universe. Well, it does in the universe, but it's not a sequel to The Exorcist.
Okay.
That's it.
Why is it important? Is it just about canon and what you will allow yourself to miss?
I do think there's a money component.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's what people are banking on when they make follow-up films, right? Because we've talked a lot about what makes a good sequel, what makes a good follow-up film. But now we're talking about what it actually is.
Maybe the best example is you already shot down the Jurassic Worlds, but is The Lost World Jurassic Park featuring Ian Malcolm and John Hammond not long after? Is that not a direct sequel?
Yeah, that's a sequel.
Okay. No, despite no one else appearing and it happening on a different island?
It refers to events from the original film.
Well, I mean, they kind of all do. So it's a gray area, forcing us and others to examine your prejudices, your loves, your diehard loyalty to the franchises that you love. And just curious, what constitutes a sequel? Thanks for playing. Love you. Bye.
Welcome to another season of Crypto with Kamal on Electricast, where we explore the future of money and how digital assets are reshaping our world. I'm your host, Kamal Hubbard. Web3 is not just a buzzword, it's a movement that empowers you, your family, and community. So if you're passionate about financial technology or just want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure to tune in and subscribe to Crypto with Kamal wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Electricast.